Hey everybody, it's Strict9 with Strict9 GP, back with another episode of this Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2020 playthrough. This episode, we're probably going to get through all of the postseason tournaments, get through the end of the season conference awards, see how the AD and the board thinks about our job performance this year. I think overall, it was an improvement, definitely an improvement in conference. Finished 9-9, above the middle in terms of where we rank in the standings. But once again, a losing record, 14-16. I thought we might have had a better chance in the conference tournament, might have gotten a win or two, but just wasn't to be. That would have been nice, but this team is still not there, and it's obvious looking at the dashboard when you look at the star ratings. We're struggling in so many positions, and I'm looking at a couple guys here, seniors. So this is a tough challenge, I think, with this team, picking them up the way they were rated and the way the way their depth was and the way the recruiting was before I got to them. Not very good. I think when I first picked up the game, I don't remember the actual, or when I first picked up this team, I don't remember the rating or ranking for their draft class the year before I picked it up, but it was low. It was in the 200s. So that's a lot to overcome. I'm just hoping I've got the right play styles and strategies to keep improving. Really hoping next year we turn it around, get a winning record. But today, let's go through the tournaments. I like doing that. I hope you guys do too. I just like to see, what conferences are stronger than others. What teams are stronger year after year. I think it helps knowing that kind of stuff, especially like for us last year, Louisiana Tech out of this conference actually made it to the second game. They made it to a round of 32, so that's pretty good. But let's go ahead. We'll get it started. I think not every conference tournament has finished, but we'll go ahead and advance if we can. So we're not there yet. So let's just go ahead and advance. I know some of these bigger conferences are probably finishing up their season. One other thing I want to do in this game or in this episode, unless he's completely dropped or unless he goes to another team, we've still got one recruit out there, 3-star shooting guard. I think he might have a chance of starting a lot next year the way our depth is at shooting guard. I'm hoping I get this guy, because if I don't, we're in trouble. And so we've got one more when it comes to recruiting. We've got one more contact period where we can visit these guys at home. And I think it's coming up like March 19th. So I definitely want to make sure I'm paying attention to that and give this guy one more visit. If I don't get him, I'm going to leave that scholarship open, because the only options I have below him are 1-stars. And I don't know if I looked at the full recruit list, it's shooting guard, there's not many available anymore. And certainly not in our region. Now here's a couple guys here, but they're way out of our region, really. Arkansas and South Carolina, they have no interest. And I haven't been able to put any time to recruiting those guys, so I think it'd be a waste to just jump in there right now. But one more week and we'll be to that period, and I'll go ahead and visit Bailey. I'm going to go ahead and skip. I always do. When I get to, if we ever get a chance to make the Final Four tournament, I'm going to go through that selection show. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip it. And we'll look at the grid for that until these fill in. Which shouldn't be too long. We're at Monday. We got what, two days. It's usually Wednesday or Thursday that you know. And then we'll see how the regions stack up. It's going to be different this year. Kansas didn't have a great season. I don't know how well they're going to be seeded in this tournament, but they're not going to be up there. Florida, number one. The last I checked the rankings, they were number one in the nation. And out of the East, that's where they sit, top seed. You got Memphis 5. They had a pretty good year. Gonzaga at 4. Marquette, second seed. Georgia Tech, who made it all the way to the Elite 8 last season. Look for them to maybe make another run. Duke at 6. Illinois 3rd. In the Lexington region, you got Maryland number 1. They're always a strong team in this playthrough, or really any playthrough I've done. Kentucky coming in at 4. Kansas all the way down here at 5. Louisiana State coming in at 9. They're a team that we played early in the season, lost. But I think it was actually under 10 that we lost to Louisiana State, so not bad. Then we got North Carolina 2nd. They had a good year this year. 2nd in the Lexington region. You got Tennessee and Vanderbilt, an SEC matchup, first round. Florida State 3rd. In the Nashville region, Oklahoma State top there. Clemson 5th. Notre Dame. I'm still looking for the team out of here, unless I missed it. You got Kansas State's 2nd seed, Louisville 3rd, Indiana, Missouri. So those big conferences making a good showing. Texas, the top seed here in the Denver region. Seton Hall, Oklahoma. Michigan State 4th. Florida International. That's the team that came from Conference USA. Low seed for them, 15. Going up against Xavier, who's 2nd. Auburn 7. Arizona, pretty low seed for them. Their previous playthrough I did, they were perennially in those top seeds, ranked top 10 year after year. Alabama, the 3rd seed here. So Florida International is going to have a tough row. I don't think they'll do what Louisiana Tech did last year. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the other tournaments. So the CIT looks like you got in the East, they've already played their opening round of games. Florida Atlantic came from the Conference USA, dropped early. Old Dominion, they won their opening round game in this tournament from Conference USA. So a couple teams there, and then CBI, we got North Texas. They lose early, but they came out of Conference USA. Texas El Paso haven't played their game, but that's a couple teams in this tournament. So what is that now? So 2 in each. So we got 5 teams so far making a postseason tournament from Conference USA. Now we look at the NIT. I don't know that we're going to have anybody here from our conference, but it looks like no representatives here from Conference USA, but some good teams. There's always some good teams in that NIT tournament. So let's get her going. We're going to start with first round games. Got one more day, looks like, to get started there. So let's see. We'll start with the East and East Rutherford and Lexington. I'm always looking for the Cinderellas. may not see too many. Florida, low scoring game. They barely got by Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arizona State wins. Memphis, 1 point win over Southern Illinois, another low scorer. Gonzaga, they mate. So Marquette, easy win. Georgia Tech, pretty easy. Duke over Houston. Illinois over Idaho. So no real surprises outside of maybe Arizona State. And then in the Lexington region, you got Maryland, easy. Villanova, really easy over LSU. 30-point win. St. Joseph's knocks off Kansas. So for the first time I could even remember, Kansas is not going to get deep into this tournament. Kentucky, easy win over Radford. North Carolina, easy win. Tennessee over Vanderbilt. Kent State knocks off Southern California so far. That's probably, well, no, I think that St. Louis is a bigger upset. And then Florida State, easy over Elon. Now we go to the Nashville region. And we got Oklahoma State, easy over Kennesaw State. West Virginia wins. Clemson, Notre Dame. So all those seeds carry. Kansas State, a big winner. Missouri loses to Virginia Commonwealth. Indiana, Louisville. So no real big upsets. 10 seed there. And then in Denver, you got Texas. Low scoring game, but they win. Utah State, Michigan State. Murray State knocks off Arizona. So two big programs going out early, Arizona and Kansas. But that's it, I think, for the upsets. Maybe 2 or 3 big ones there. But let me make sure I'm not into that contact period right now. Nope. One more day and I'll be there. And here we go to play. This is to get into the Sweet 16. Kentucky loses. So right away there's another upset here. St. Louis over Kentucky. That one doesn't bother me as much. I'm not a huge Kentucky fan. But let's see. But man, you can't argue with their dominance in this game, though. So we got Florida over Arizona State. Memphis loses to Gonzaga. So we got 1-4. And Georgia Tech making another run 2 years in a row. They're going to make the Sweet 16, knock off the 2-seed Marquette. Duke beats Illinois, so that's a little bit of an upset. And then Lexington, Villanova knocks off 1-seed Maryland, so that's a big surprise. St. Louis, a big surprise. And then North Carolina, close one over Tennessee, but they prevail. And then Florida State makes it. So you got the 12th seed coming out of that Lexington region. You got Georgia Tech coming out. Could be a real big surprise. I'm going to go back to recruiting. I don't want to lose this guy. And see if he's still got any interest. Now I'm showing that he's 5th. We've done academics. Let me try. Let me pitch him something. I don't know what I can pitch him, but it's going to cost a lot too. So maybe academics. Just try that. And see if that does anything. We'll find out quick. I think we only have 1 week in this period. All right, so now we're going to go to the Nashville region, right? And see how those last 2 regions turn out. Michigan State knocked off by Oklahoma. Seeing quite a few upsets here. Not really in this Nashville region. Clemson beats Notre Dame, but they're a 5 seed. They're pretty good. Oklahoma State, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 5 out of there. But Denver, Murray State, former OVC team. Well, not former, but when I was with Austin P in this game, Murray State's at OVC. team, so that's cool for that conference to get that far. They knocked off Alabama 91-78. Xavier, so 11 seed out of this region. You got 12 seed out of this region. And Georgia Tech, I mean, it's going to be a mix-up. It's definitely going to be new this year, newer than it's been in previous seasons by far. I know it's always same few teams that make it to the Final Four, but not this year. Wouldn't surprise me to see Georgia Tech go pretty far. All right, so we got one more day here to get to the games. Texas El Paso, they were still playing there. It looks like pretty deep. All right, so let's start with the East Rutherford region. Good matchups here. Georgia Tech, Duke, Florida, Gonzaga. North Carolina's knocked out. They were the 2 seed out of that region. So you got Florida over Gonzaga and Georgia Tech. Huge over Duke. Just 39 points. How did they do that? Duke, 13 of 56 shooting. So Barry here, I can't really see. It looks like he was playing center. So I can't really see their ratings because we didn't play them, so we never scouted them. But they must have a really strong defense. But once again, they're in that Elite Eight. 2 years in a row. That's really good. And then out of Lexington, you got Villanova strong over St. Louis. They had a good matchup. After beating Maryland, you got to like their chances. And then Florida State over North Carolina. So you got 3-8, 7-1. Like I say, I feel good about that Georgia Tech team. I mean, they may pull off a bigger upset this season than last season and make it all the way. So last 2 regions here, we got Nashville, looks like Oklahoma State, and Louisville, so it's going to be 1-3. And then in Denver, you got Oklahoma. What a game, 71-70 over Texas. And then Xavier prevails over Murray State, but a good run for Murray State. So now you got it set. We're not to the finals yet, but let's see where it goes. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Georgia Tech's gonna win that one, and it looks like they didn't. It was a close game. I think it blipped by really quick, but I think it was I don't know, maybe a 1-point win. Two points. So 61-59, man. Poor Georgia Tech. Making such a great run and ends like that. But it's going to be Florida, Villanova at 8 seed. It's been a while since I've seen a seed that low make the Final Four. And now the other 2 regions, nothing really too out of whack. Xavier's going to make it. They were the 2nd seed out of that region. Went by too fast, but Oklahoma State makes it. I don't think it shows me their record here, but they were ranked 3rd in the country, so they must have had a really good season. So that's going to do it for the Final Four, 1-8, 1-2. And like I say, the seeds are high for the most part, except Villanova, but this is definitely a different Final Four than I'm used to seeing. Let's take a look at the inbox. Make sure his home visit. He can't see himself playing for us. So that may have been the last chance we had with him. He's still warm. He hasn't committed anywhere else yet, but we're going down. And I wonder if we're in the quiet period. So that, unfortunately, that's going to do it, I think, for us to pick up that last scholarship. It's going to be tough to put together a team, or I guess it's going to be tough to find somebody to play shooting guard next year. If I look at who we got coming up, I talked about this a little bit. I like the recruit that we've got coming in for point guard. He's a great outside shooter. It's possibly I can move him over to shooting guard, but I think he's just such a better point guard. His ball handling and those other kind of ratings. Unless that doesn't come through when he finally joins the team, unless those ratings aren't accurate, I feel like he would probably be better for the team at point guard. And so I don't know what we'll do. We do have 2 small forwards coming in. We got Tromley, who'll be a senior next year. He's a good outside shooter and free throw shooter too. Maybe he could be the shooting guard. But we're gonna have some struggles depth wise again next year. So we're gonna have to hope that we do a little bit better non-conference. I'll go with an easy schedule again and hope that we put up some wins so that when we get to the conference, maybe have the same 9-win season there and at least get to 500 or better. But man, this is a tough team. They're really low in prestige in the conference, and it just really hurts us. So now going back to the Final Four, it's going to be next week, looks like, to get to that one. And we'll also look at those other tournaments, just see how they played out. And I do it day at a time. I know Old Dominion still playing, but they finally lose. I do it day at a time till we get to that tournament, to the tournament games, which should be Saturday for these Final Four games. Stephen F. Austin. That may have been a championship game in that tournament. At this point, I think the other tournaments are done. All right, so here we go. Florida, Villanova, Oklahoma State at Xavier. Oklahoma State prevails. 34 wins for them, so great year, but Xavier, 30 wins. So here's what we're looking at. Florida and Oklahoma State, 2 number 1 seeds. That would be a great matchup. It's going to be Florida by 1. What a game. Low scoring game. But, this is a pretty good tournament. Some good upsets early. Very close games, low scoring games throughout. But I don't know. It looks like maybe turnovers were a big part of this win, I think, for Florida. 23 turnovers for OSU, just 13 for Florida. Florida did hit 5 more 3-pointers. That probably made a big difference. And then you got Sanders here with 20 points. He was their offense. 15.6 points per game average for him on the season. Akins, just 8, but he's a senior. I thought I saw a freshman. But there you have it. Florida wins. First time I've seen them win in all of the that was loud. Let me skip through. Let's look at the entire association first. So individual awards, you got Ty Williams, Player of the Game out of Oklahoma, or Norton Award out of Oklahoma State. This guy's pretty good, 23.8 points. He's a senior, small forward. Man, his numbers are awesome. Almost 10 rebounds a game. Mike Sanders, outstanding player in the Final Four from Florida. He did have that great game in the championship. And then Todd Williams, Player of the Year, both Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. What is he? Small forward. Freshman of the Year, Vic Branch out of Michigan State. Coach of the Year, Michael White from Florida. So you see these, You see these big programs, they always get the best players. And then first team All-American, got Todd Williams, Curtis Rowe out of Florida State, Burks out of Notre Dame, Thomas out of Maryland, Vic Branch. He's got a broken leg, though. Wow. He must have got injured late. And then second team All-American, you got Virginia, Duke, Florida, Clemson, Notre Dame. And then let's take a look at the Conference USA. We'll look at their individual awards first. Dan Napier out of Florida International, Player of the Year. He's a senior center, 14.8 points, 6 rebounds. And, of course, Florida International won the championship for the conference. Mills Jackson, Player of the Year, 4-star center. He's going to be back next year, more than likely. 8 rebounds a game. Freshman of the Year, Craig Brewer out of Florida Atlantic. Not rated very highly. And then Coach of the Year, Rodney Terry from Texas El Paso. They finished up with 19 wins. And then first team All-Conference, Western Kentucky, Marshall, Old Dominion, Florida International, North Texas, second team. Nobody from MTSU, unfortunately. But Craig Brewer, second conference. Boy, was he freshman of the year? Is that the thing? Yeah, he was freshman, and then he also made second team. One of the things I probably should have done, I didn't. I haven't in a while looked at how our individuals ranked in several categories in the conference. I don't think I can do it anymore. We're going to have to go ahead and continue to the off season, and this is where we'll find out. Big important question: how does the board feel about our chances? For staying on? What's our job security like? I remember when I was Penn State, I got down all the way to 20% job security. I can see us taking a dive this year. We made one goal, which was not to finish last in conference. But that's it. I don't think our prestige will go up. May go down, even though we had a better season. I'm just hoping that that's not the case there. All right, so let's take a look and see what we got. So this is the chance to move to another school. I don't really want to do that. Season review, not good. We failed. We succeeded. And, yeah, the prestige went down, so not good. Staff-wise, I hope we didn't lose. We lost everybody. That's on me. I forgot to give there were a couple guys I wanted to try and keep. So, man, we're going to have to fill this whole staff next season. Shouldn't be too big of a deal because I think outside of one coach, they were all rated, very low, 1, maybe 2 stars in a couple categories. But that's really going to sting a little bit. I'm just going to go a little bit further just to see. So these are the coaching jobs available. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to move on to the next level. So I'm going to have a lot of work here to do early on trying to get the staff filled up again. Man, that was on me. The one coach I wanted to keep, though, it's possible he was he went to Louisiana Monroe. It's possible that he was high enough. He had a high enough ambition that he was going to move on anyway. But looking at job security now, we're at 60%, so we keep pretty much where we're at. So as long as, if we can just finish above 500, we still got a chance. But now I got to figure out what I'm going to do for staffing. Let me see who's available. Keith Brown. Eschmeyer looks like he improved his ratings a little bit. I don't know if we're to the point where, we haven't advanced to the next season yet. But I'll go ahead and look at what we've got for the hires out there. I know I haven't really done this before. So let's look at first assistant. I'd like somebody with some good player development. And this guy is pretty high. Here's also Wes Long. He's unemployed. He's got a poor reputation, but I do like his player development. He prefers veteran players and a deep bench. For the most part, we do have a deep bench, but what's this guy? He's an assistant coach. He prefers a deep bench, has no preference, but his reputation's even more poor than this guy. I'm going to see if I can get this guy interested. So, first assistant, what's he wanting? 22. Let's see if I can get him for 42 for 3 years. And then for second assistant, let's see if I can get somebody who's got some recruiting ability here. A lot of head coaches probably not going to get those. Now here's an assistant from Louisiana Lafayette. He has a very poor. He prefers veterans, heavily deep bench, tenacious defense, crashing the boards. I don't think that really fits with us. Greg Nibbert here. He's got a slow pace, sometimes crash. First deep bench. For recruiting, maybe, that's probably, you're looking at maybe, I don't know, a couple ticks there. Who's Brooks Thompson? I don't see any. Brooks Thompson has a better record and a better. I think wherever he's from, he may have been a coach at a lower division, but I'm going to try to get this guy in for second assistant, and I'm going to go 38 and make offer. And then last thing, third assistant, I need scouting. Some head coaches here, so Kyle Hamilton looks to be the best in terms of his ratings. Prefers younger, short bench, fast pace. Kyle Hamilton, what does he do? Very slow fade. Yeah. I'll see if I can get him for maybe 36. And I think if we finish, see if any of these guys hooked up with us. But this is how this is how it goes. So we did get the third assistant. We got the second assistant. So we still need that first assistant. So let's see what that does in terms of their star ratings when they join. So yeah, his recruiting's better. So I would go, Hamilton would be assigned to scouting. Thompson would be assigned to recruiting. And now I need to find a first assistant. I'm still liking the guy I had under player development there. What was he? West Long. So I got 40, you know. What's this guy? Assistant coach at Siena. I mean, they've been pretty close, looks like. Patrick Chambers, would he go? Man, he's got a good reputation. He made a couple tournaments there. Pretty good reputation or record overall. His ambition's average. Recruiting's good. Defensive skill, offensive skill, player development. I wonder if I would. Nah, he's making 220. No way. Let's go with this West Long again and see. I think I had him at, let's say, first assistant, 44 for 3 years, and make that offer. And then run the bid round again. He's pretty old, too, 65. He's not going to be around too much longer, I would think. Still didn't get him. So he's going to hold out for some pretty decent money here. Is he still available? Let's see. He's still out there. You know, I want to try to get him. So let's say 46. Oh, did I don't think I made the offer. Okay, and he should still be out there. All right, so first assistant, he would take it. Player development. So West Long, 46 for 3 years, make offer, and see if that gets him. No signings. I mean, do I really want to go up again? I could try this guy from Siena who let me try it. I haven't tried him yet. Let me see if I can get him interested in first assistant for 44. And hey, we got him. So now I'll look at the staff and see what that puts him so we can finish now in advance. I'll take a look and see what that looks like on his ratings. So maybe we didn't come out too bad. Honestly, the second and third assistants are going to be washes. They were same last year, you know, a couple two-star, couple like two-star abilities here and there. So this guy, yeah, player development is third, so I like that. So, you know, the way I would do the staff here is, you know, this guy's going to handle practice, this guy's going to handle recruiting, and this guy's going to handle scouting. And I really, you know, I think this guy might be pretty good. His ambition's low, so we may be able to keep him for 3 years. He's got a little bit better offensive skill there, which we need, and even defensive skill. Those ratings are, for this level of coach, not too bad, and I think we can deal with that. I don't know we don't see where his coach history is, but I'll take that. So So now we're meeting with the board. I know I'm probably not going to get any of these, but if I were wanting to get anything, it'd be upgrade facilities. So I'm just going to ask. I think that holds us back recruiting a little bit. Our facilities are C+. And when you're in the region that we're in, I mean, MTSU is right out of Nashville, basically. So you've got a lot of good programs in that larger region. So request denied. So now we're end of season. I'm going to go ahead and advance, and then we'll call this episode done. And then I'll do as I usually do, get ready offline for next season. I have picked up the 2021 version of the game. I played around with it a little bit, started a test. So we'll see how the development goes in terms of being able to import an older game. I'm really hoping that we can. I don't see, I do see some UI changes, the way the dashboard looks and rosters seem to be the same, but, the strategies, the way that's set up, I'm hoping that that's something that could import fairly easily, but I think the big problem is there were enough changes with some of the association and conferences year to year that I worry that it might mess up the mods. But the community is really good with this game. If there are problems, I think they'll be able to fix it. So I would love to be able to continue this playthrough in that newer version. But if not, I might be able to get at least this one more season in and see if I can get this team on the right track, and if not, I'll take over another team in 2021. I'm doing a test run with the old Austin P team that I started this game with, and they are in a good position. That team is really, if you're looking for a low conference team that has some potential, at least early potential, they've got really good depth out of the gate. They're a team I would think you might want to look at. So we're at the point of starting the season. I won't go through a whole lot of this. This is where you basically go through, set your schedule, budgets, and purchase your scouting reports. You do get to see how your recruiting class looks. I'm assuming, we're a little bit better than we were. 135. I mean, we were, like I say, when I picked this team, we were down in the 100 or 200s, but I will show you one thing in case you're wondering how this happens. But when you're setting your schedule, what you want to do, and this will change a little bit with the newer version because the buttons have changed and moved around a little bit. But you go to the phone button here and you select the AD to talk to, or at least the group is the athletic director, and then you choose the AD. You just give them a call, and the first thing you're going to talk about is schedules. So I am going to do what I did last year. Make it easy. A lot of cupcakes at home. I want to pick up the wins this year. He's going to try to do that. We'll probably have a similar schedule to last year. And looking at the dashboard, this should have advanced. Yeah, so this is, it hasn't. So for some reason, it's not on there yet because this guy is listed as a transfer. He's got one more day remaining. So if you look at how our depth looks now, so the two freshman recruits, they don't look good. The freshman point guard, he doesn't have the potential that I was hoping he would have. Tremblay probably as a senior is going to be easily put in that small forward role. Eschmeyer picked his ratings back up. I think he would be the choice there. Keith Brown, just a sophomore. I think more than likely I'll balance him between backing up at center and maybe even backing up here at power forward. But, we got depth at power forward. We really do. And even this guy might have a chance at playing around somewhere, but the problem is no shooting guards. So that's a big problem. And these recruits, freshman recruits, are not that good either. So not good. Let me go ahead and advance, because I think one more day, those ratings may change a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead with the budget that we have. The Gold Star is just $30,000, but so we've got a full staff. I don't have to worry about that. And we're going to have one, two, three, four. We got 4 recruits to pick up. I don't think I can afford to put $30,000 into that Gold Star. I mean, the AI suggests just the basic. Yeah, I think that's what I got to go with to save money, to be able to put a lot of money into the visits and campus visits and things like that. Because if I'm gonna have 4 scholarships available, that's going to be tough. It's going to be pretty much like it was last year. Hopefully, we got a better recruiter maybe, and on the coach side, maybe that'll help us out. So what do we got here? Players transferring, none. We can go through the transfers, might pick up a pretty good player there, but everybody should be on the roster right now. Keith Brown, he's here. Guy has some good potential. I mean, as a sophomore, I think he's going to be maybe 1 or 2 seasons he's going to be able to start, but the rest of this team, like I said, Montgomery and Webb, they're just not really that great point guard. Steven Johnson, I think when you look at his ball handling, passing, I feel like he's probably a better bet even than these 2 guys. Well, no, Webb looks pretty good. I mean, I might let this guy, because his free throw shooting and scoring is high, his outside shooting is good. I may let this guy be shooting guard. That might be how I have to go, but that's something I'll decide here in the off season. So get ready for it. I'll come back either like I did last year. I'll come back when we're starting our conference schedule, or depends on how I feel about the team. I may just start and try to get a full season in simming. But as always, appreciate the support, and I will see you next episode.